Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Trendy Gadgets. Apple has made waves in the tech industry with its Apple Silicon chips. Designed specifically for Apple devices, they have been praised for their exceptional performance and power efficiency. While Apple Silicon is primarily used for everyday computing tasks, there is a growing interest in its gaming potential. As opposed to impressive graphics performance, but are Apple Silicon chips the future of gaming? Let's find out. The current state of gaming on a Mac. Historically, Apple hasn't been concerned about gaming in Mac OS, and game developers have favored Windows PCs as the platform of choice for their games, leaving Mac users with limited gaming options. While Macs have come a long way in recent years with improvements to hardware and software, gaming on a Mac is still a far cry from the experience on a dedicated gaming computer. There are still options available for Mac gamers, including native Mac games, game streaming services, and virtual machines. Before the introduction of Apple Silicon, Mac users could install and run Windows on their hard drives using Boot Camp. This allowed them access to the same library as Windows users. Other tools like Parallels, Crossover, and built-in Rosetta Translator gave Mac users access to a library of games. After the introduction of the Apple Silicon, starting with the M1 chip, Boot Camp became unavailable, drastically reducing how Mac users could access Windows games. However, Parallels and Crossover welcomed the change and supported Apple Silicon, but that's still not good enough for an ideal gaming experience. The potential of Apple Silicon in gaming. The CPU and GPU performance are vital for any gaming laptop. Apple Silicon chips have the potential to improve the gaming capabilities of Macs with the release of the M2 Pro and the M2 Max chips. The Macs with these chips can be configured with up to 19 cores, providing 30% higher graphics performance than their predecessors. Apple Silicon combines the GPU, CPU, and other components on one chip, reducing energy consumption and increasing the processing unit's efficiency, a critical feature for gaming laptops. A significant feature that has impacted gaming in macOS since the introduction of Apple Silicon chips is the support for iOS and iPad OS, expanding the games available for the Mac. Lastly, the Apple Metal API allows developers to optimize games for the Mac. This can lead to more efficient utilization of the chips. Overall, Apple Silicon can provide a high-quality gaming experience for Mac users, but we expect better performance. The limitations of Apple Silicon chips. Not enough games optimized for Mac's architecture. The Metal Graphics API is a tool for developers who want to make macOS applications. Developers are aware that these games and applications will not reach a broad enough audience since the gaming community for Mac users is significantly smaller than others. Apple can invest money and pay developers to create Mac versions of these Windows games. Lack of a dedicated GPU. Some of the Intel-powered Macs feature dedicated GPUs for that extra horsepower required for graphically demanding tasks. Plus, you could even swap out the hardware components for better ones if necessary. However, that has changed since the transition to Apple Silicon. Since the GPU and CPU of Apple Silicon Macs are tightly integrated, it is impossible to get additional GPU performance by adding a graphics card. While Apple Silicon is quite powerful, it can't smoothly handle graphically intensive games like a high-end Windows PC or laptop. Compatibility issues with the third-party games. Lastly, there is also the challenge of third-party software support. Some popular gaming software, such as Steam, may need to be optimized for Apple Silicon chips, and this could limit access to specific games and features. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.